What is going on? It is Nate the Game Guy coming back with another video at hand, and today I want to talk to you guys about what I would do if I were to start all over again building my whole game collection from scratch. I've been brainstorming some topics to talk about right here on the channel, and I think this is one that you guys might take a little bit of some interest in. Obviously, I've been collecting for a very long time, so if I were to do it all over again, say like I had no games whatsoever, no collectibles, I mean nothing video game related whatsoever, and I had a very limited budget, I just didn't really have very much money, I'm going to explain to you guys and share with you guys what I would personally do if I were in that position, starting all over with my game collection. Now, of course, these are my own thoughts and opinions, so some of these may vary depending on how you view things and your take on certain things, which is absolutely okay. But without further ado, let's dive right into this video subject and take a look at what exactly I would do if I were to rebuild my game collection from scratch right after the intro. Alright, so the first thing that I would do if I were to rebuild the game collection all over again, or start a new game collection from scratch, or maybe just starting all over again for whatever reason, I would try to find local deals in my areas. Where would I find these local deals? I'll say the first place that I would avoid finding local deals at is I would typically avoid thrift stores. I'm not going to say that every thrift store out there is bad. I've seen plenty of thrift stores where you can get a good deal at, like from different YouTubers and all that jazz online. But for the most part, I feel like thrift stores have kind of gotten an idea of how much their stuff is worth. And even for the games that are kind of like on the cheap side that you can find at thrift stores, I do think that they are kind of a little bit overpriced. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really willing to pay $5 for a copy of Kinect Adventures for 360. I'm just not. But what I would do to find those local deals, I would be checking garage sales, estate sales, different sales like on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, like different listings of that nature, right? And obviously the estate sales, garage sales, that's where you're going to find the best deals at for finding video games. Of course, if you decide to also look on Facebook Marketplace and OfferUp and similar places like that, yes, you are going to be paying more than you would at a garage sale or an estate sale normally. However, if you find the right deal, you go online and see like, oh, this person's selling a PlayStation 2 for this much through Facebook Marketplace, but I see sold listings on eBay, Mercari, wherever, right? And it's clearly more, and you factor in how much the fees are, the shipping, all that jazz. That way you could do is buy that local deal and then sell it online. Basically, if it comes with some games that you like, you could keep the games. If for whatever reason you have a console that you bought that you're just not interested in, but it comes with some other things that you're interested in, obviously sell the console, take your profit, use your profit to basically either reinvest into what you're doing, or you could do is then buy video games, different merchandise, all kinds of wonderful stuff to add to your collection. But that would be the first step that I would take into rebuilding the collection or starting from scratch, is try to hunt down those local deals. Now, I feel this is something that a lot of game collectors don't really talk about too much, and I have seen where they have dove a little bit into what I'm about to talk about here and there, but not entirely fully. So what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is when you are looking for those deals to help find games for cheap, find things that you can flip online and use that profit to reinvest into basically doing what you're doing or buying some more games or whatever it may be. Here's the thing that I feel that a lot of collectors don't talk about. When it comes to finding those deals, don't just look for video games. Also look for things that are also valuable that you're not interested in. What do I mean by this? I'll give a great example. Now, of course, you're not going to find a deal like this every single time, but this is just an example of a home run that I had a very long time ago. I went to a yard sale once, and I remember there was a book there, and at the time, I heard that Amazon FBA had like a thing going on where a lot of people were getting into book flipping and all that. Personally, I would avoid flipping books in this day and age, but that's just me. But I found a book and I was going to sell it on eBay because once I opened up the book and looked inside, I couldn't help but notice that it had the autograph of the author. So I found a book that I paid just a few cents for and sold it online for $100. After all the fees and all that, I think I made just a little under $90. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that is a home run right there. Now, realistically, you're probably going to find things where, you'll probably make $5 here, $10 there, $15, $20, $7.50, right? But the thing is, when you are going to a garage sale and say somebody just isn't selling video games, or you ask for video games and they say, I'm sorry, I'm not selling video games, but say you see like a movie or like an action figure or whatever it may be, where if you look on your phone and you see, hey, this is actually worth more to sell online than, what the guy's selling it for at that yard sale, clearly pick that item up, sell it online, take your profit, then use that profit to basically buy what you want. Now, I'm not going to do an entire video talking about how to do reselling and what things are valuable and not valuable, because there's already a bunch of other people that do just that. But I do think that is a really big, important piece of advice to share right here in this video when it comes to building a game collection from scratch, especially if you're on a budget and you are ready to put some work in to help achieve your goals. So another thing that I would do to help rebuild my collection or start from scratch is I would tell people that I know that, hey, I'm building a game collection. What are these people? I'm talking about like friends, family, loved ones, all that type of stuff, right? I've known some incredible people over the years where they have gone out of their way to give me games, where I'm not even kidding, where sometimes I'll be spending some time with a good buddy of mine and he'll be like, hey, Nate, I'm clearing out some space. This is a game I don't really feel like playing anymore. Would this be something you want to add to your collection? And a lot of times I tell that person, yeah, I would, because, I'm always very honored whenever somebody does that. It's just because, they don't have to do that. They could just give it a goodwill or they could sell it themselves. But the fact that they are thinking about me and they're giving me that game or games or whatever it may be, I'm always truly honored and thankful for it. I don't even care if it's like a copy of Madden 2004 for like PS2. Just the thought and the sentiment counts for me. Now, of course, I've gotten some pretty interesting things from a lot of my buddies, family, all that wonderful stuff over the years when it comes to building my collection. I've gotten games that are great, not so great, but of course, I'm always thankful for each and every single edition I get. So of course, I would strongly recommend letting people that hey, that you're building a game collection. But of course, guys, please don't go out, try to make friends or take advantage of people trying to have them give you free stuff. I don't think I need to explain why that's a bad idea in this video, but of course I do think it is worth talking about that. Hey, if you do let the right people know that, hey, you are building a game collection, I think you would be very surprised at how much help you may get if you put the effort in. Now, of course, this is a favorite strategy of mine when it comes to collecting different games over the years, and I would especially use this strategy if I were starting from scratch, and that is utilizing different rewards programs. So what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is use all kinds of different rewards programs, whether you have a credit card that offers a cash back program, whether you shop at a local game store where they will give you so many points. When you make certain purchases, you can use those points to get different discounts, all that other stuff. Utilize as many different rewards programs as you can. I always make my purchases with my credit cards because they offer a certain percentage of cash back every time I make a purchase. Now, of course, I responsibly use those credit cards. So if I don't have $100 that I can afford that's in my checking account, I will not spend more than $100 when it comes to buying different things to add to my collection. Now, of course, there are some game stores out there that do have their own rewards programs as well. Of course, it all depends on which store that you're going to, all that wonderful stuff. Now, of course, another favorite program that I like to use when it comes to trying to build up the game collection, get some discounts, all that wonderful stuff, is I use a website called swagbucks.com where you can go and you can do different surveys, you can play different games. But what I personally recommend that you use Swagbucks for is every time you go to the website or you use a Google Chrome extension from there, say you want to make a purchase from Walmart, or you decide to make a purchase on eBay, or whatever participating site they allow you to do, you can go to their website or go to the Google Chrome extension, say like, I want to make a purchase through walmart.com, or say like with Home Depot, where they will offer, say, 2% cash back, or sometimes they'll have different promotions where like with Home Depot, they'll offer like 6 times the amount that you would normally get when you make a purchase. So say if I need to get a faucet replaced in the sink, or I'm thinking about picking up some things for a home renovation, or something broke in the house or whatever, right? I can go to Home Depot, make my purchase, and then when I get those points, they will be added to my Swagbucks account. And then you can do after that is then use your points to get different gift cards to Amazon.com, eBay, or whatever different website, and then you can use those gift cards to purchase games that you want. Now, of course, I would strongly recommend that you guys use my affiliate link down below, because not only does it help me out, but it also gives you a special boost where it will give you some extra points added to your account when you sign up for Swagbucks. So that way it will allow you to get moving ahead and getting some of those discounts that you can get when you are trying to build your game collection. I strongly recommend it. I've saved so much money getting gift cards from Swagbucks over the years. I really think that if you haven't tried it out already, you've got to do yourself a favor and just do it. Trust me, you're gonna love it. Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out my video. Please be sure to check out these videos here, and here. After all, I post a lot of content when it comes to game collecting tips, and other video game related subjects. So be sure to keep an eye out every Monday and Friday where I upload consistently, and I'll be seeing you guys next time.